Okay, so I'm gonna just start out. I'm gonna start outside.
It asked me to request permission
Oh.
to record. So it says it's now saying recording now.
Okay. Well, let's see how it does. I'm recording too. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just coming out so you guys can get the full tour from outside my door. Because it's just like pure East Williamsburg.
Oh, so, okay. So, info at BKLYN CLAY is there East Williamsburg.
Hi, yeah. Oh, yeah, so my studio's in East Williamsburg. Here's like a little picture of what that looks like.
Beautiful. Wow.
I know. I've been in the studio for about 6 years, but the actual studio that I'm in is, I've only been there for like a year. But I just want to show you, here's the hallway. Just looks like any hallway, except this door is the door to Confetti System. So amazing. Their work is so great. Confetti System is, just really quick, here's Matt. He's a master. He's a master fabricator.
Cool.
Okay, so Confetti System is a, it's like a event planning installation. This is Dan. He is Hawkeye Crates. He's an artist. Dan Bainbridge makes amazing work. You can check out his work online. And then he also makes crates as his business. But then here we are, we're coming into my studio. Here it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cammi, this is so nice.
Yeah, I'm so lucky.
All that daylight.
I know, so those things there are what we call windows. My last studio had none, so this is like a giant, this is a giant step for me to have windows. This is also newish, this guy.
Cammi, will you just take like a second to just sort of like pan across your studio so everyone can get a good view of it?
Oh, 100%. Let me come back to, let me just step back a little bit.
Flipping the camera around too and just giving like a good.
So there's a space here that I haven't quite worked out. And then you can then you come into the studio and it's like ceramic land.
That's beautiful. That bookshelf is such a nice Donald Judd bookshelf that you have.
This thing?
No, not that one, the tall one behind you right now.
Oh, right. So the people who had the studio before me, sorry, my hand keeps going into the camera, were architects. And so they built this whole, I'm going to give you this other view. Oh my God, it looks, from this view, it looks like I have so much crap.
No, it looks like you're working so hard.
Yeah, it looks pretty organized too.
It's kind of like, it's like stressfully organized. But I think like I was talking to somebody the other day about how much stuff I have, and almost this whole, like, everything down here is just new. Like all this work is from like the last year and a half, I think. So I've really made so much stuff in the last year to just like a huge array of stuff too. Like I've done a ton of experimenting and learning things that I've never like knew how to do, and probably almost a year and a half, I guess. So it's been really exciting, and I can like walk you through what that looks like if you want. So I'll just start here on the shelf because it's sort of the easiest.
Cammi, you can flip your camera around so it's easier for you to see what you're.
Yes, there's the button.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
There we
guys.
go. Man, look at that crystal clear footage.
Yeah, that's amazing. I should have done this from the very beginning. Okay, so cone 10 waxes, 04 underglaze, Sgraffito. I don't even know what's going on here. Mix like all kinds of glazes with wax. Shino cone 10. This is cone 6. Shino cone 10. I'm working on this beautiful roll of paper towels.
Wow. Wait, what are you doing with the waxes exactly?
So
I've seen you
usually
do stuff with wax.
I'll like do multiple dips and then put the wax on and then wipe everything else off. Usually like when it works, it looks so good, you know?
Yeah, I think I unloaded. These look familiar, but
when it doesn't work, it's a real shit show. And it doesn't work a lot. And then I've been working on some custom dies for the extruder. Here's more wax stuff, multiple dips. Didn't really work out, can't do anything with them.
So like, what's wrong with that one that you pointed to?
I just don't like the way, this is what I'm talking about with the waxes. It's just, I don't like the way the white is sitting next to the colors. I thought it would look like more of, you know, like a scratch through color.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't look like that at all. And then here, yeah.
I can talk about the pieces with the extruded letters.
Yeah, actually, that's what I'm really working on. That's kind of where I'm going. So I'm just gonna like not make anyone sick. Here's my pride and joy. So I've been having all these extrude. Actually, the guy next door to me has a laser cutter, and so he kind of he has been helping me cut stuff. Hold on, what did I do? Do you see? Hold on. Oh shit.
Uh-oh. So we lost Cammi. Let's give this a second to see if she can get back in. Oh. Hi, Cammi.
Hi. I'm back. Sorry about that. Let me just get my video. It's not as easy as you think.
Yeah. Do you want to, like, prop your phone against anything and grab stuff? And
yeah, actually, that would be way better. Because then I can plug it in, too.
yeah. The motion sickness is kind of fun because it's a different type of sickness that I'm feeling.
Yeah, it's just got, like, to swing around really fast.
Oh. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. So the pieces that I'm working on now,
Yeah.
actually,
We're gonna
one second.
Yeah. Everyone can watch you do that.
Sorry, I'm figuring this out.
Okay.
I have a cell phone tripod, which helps a lot.
Oh, wow.
Like you were planning for this.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. Let's see. It doesn't go, because it only costs $10, it won't go this way.
Looks good, though.
So, okay. So let me start back with the, so the guy next door to me, his name's Alex. He has a laser cutter, and he was talking to me about like what we could do. We've been friends for like, I don't know, maybe 15 years. What we could do with ceramics and his laser cutter. And then we came up with the idea of like maybe a custom extruder dies. So I started making custom extruder dies, and now that's sort of what I'm working on. So the first piece that I made is this guy. Just says Fiend. So I'll show you the extruder dies too. And this is purple porcelain from Alfred that Nadine Sobel brought me back as a gift for teaching all of her classes while she was gone. So a lot of my work throughout my career as an artist has been text-based. So I've been working on a lot of like text pieces. I'm not going to use this one. Oh, that one came with it.
Whoa.
But hey, so that's where I'm at with that. And now I've sort of been like working, you know, with the text and the next around the text, and sort of using memoir as kind of a basis for all the work that I'm doing.
Cool.
So what happened was I was making all these big pieces, like bigger pieces, like I made a guitar vase that was the size of a guitar. And in the meantime, while I was like thinking of ideas of what I wanted to make next, I was making all these small pieces. And then I sort of realized that throughout my career, I've made all of these small weird pieces. And I was struggling so much with the big work that I was like, maybe the small pieces are my work. So I started like just working on these little small ideas. But to give you an example, so here's a piece I made in 2004.
I've seen that on your website, I think.
And so this, I think, just fits in seamlessly, or maybe my work hasn't changed, or I haven't changed with the work I'm making now. So I made this just recently. Like, this is the first one. And these are all sort of in, like, usually I make my pieces like 2 or 3 times, but this is the first one. It's a little bottle, and there's a little script of me on the potter's wheel. It's a flask. Kind of a heavy hip flask, but you know, it's cool. And this is just sort of a memento to a drawing that Massey Farrar did back in 2013. What else can I show you? Oh,
Cammi, since you're making all of these smaller pieces right now, do you have any plans on how like you would show them? Are you, yeah, I mean, I know that you've been thinking this stuff through because we're supposed to currently be having a show right now.
Yeah. So I had a show back in 2005, and I sort of made this fake credenza, and I think that, you know, they would all go on sort of like a fake credenza. Back in when I was in graduate school at Cranbrook, there were these collectors called the Frankels out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and they're probably the foremost ceramics collectors in, I don't know if they're still, but at the time they were the biggest ceramics collectors in the United States. And they had this like amazing, gigantic collection of ceramics. And then when I went, got to take a tour of their house, and they had this like John Chamberlain piece. You know, John Chamberlain's like giant work with that's all like the car parts crushed together and stuff. So they had like a mini one that was like a mini, like, made out of Tonka truck parts. Oh. And then I fell in love with that piece. Like, I can still see it to this day. It's perfect. And they just had it like on their furniture, you know.
That's so nice.
Like, I know. So
I love when there's like small versions of other things that are familiar that somebody makes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was just like the perfect piece for me at that moment. But it turns out that like that sort of that stuck with me. Between like making these like giant pieces, which I made for a really long time, or big installation pieces, these like, I think these smaller, quieter pieces like have been building for so long that now I feel like, because I've been working in this material for so long, it's almost like it really is a memoir. So I can actually call it a memoir, since everything piece is based on something else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. I really like that the purple one, the purple porcelain text piece.
Yeah.
That one's interesting because the ones I've seen before have just come through the kilns at BKLYN CLAY.
Right.
The text is just like a part of it, but the scale is really goofy. It's just like its own little thing. You've got, yeah.
Here's another piece that I've been working on. It's weird to like hold them, but
Ooh.
it's like smoking. And then actually, I couldn't decide about the jewel or the cigarette, because when I quit smoking, I was smoking both. So I was going back and forth. So I just like put it in the hand and just like that's how you get really, really sick and want to quit smoking, because you're so nicked up that you feel like you're going to barf all the time.
Cammi, what's that made out of?
If you do both, that's my advice.
What's that made out of, Cammi? Or is
So that's 04 earthenware with a terracage on it. Because I've been going terracage crazy. And then here's a piece I made in 2013. It's a vagina whistle. And so this is one of the ones that was in R&D, but it says destroyer up the side. And so it actually works. I mean, you got to find the right spot, but do you want to see more pieces?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another one. Here's a piece that I made in you see what I mean? Like how the time is getting really strange now that I'm sort of like in my late 40s. It's sort of like collapsing. And so I see like the thread of my own work that's just like that I never would have known before, because I didn't have the experience. Anyway, here it's just the Let's Just Be Friends ashtray. I mean, so I tried to quit smoking for like 15 years. So it's just like, I just kept making like little tiny pieces about it while making what I would think of was my real work, which now I see this as my real work. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bizarre.
When did you quit? You don't smoke anymore at all?
I mean, just with Gus sometimes.
Yeah. Wow.
But no, not really. And then I made this one. This is porcelain. It's a rabbit, and then it says drunk with power. So I've been making all these rabbits for demos, but what was really happening was I just kept thinking about Durer's rabbit from art history and the importance of that drawing of that rabbit. And a friend of mine, John Stoney, had like recreated that rabbit. And
whose rabbit?
Albrecht Durer's rabbit. It was like a kind of an important print. So this rabbit, sort of like this idea of this rabbit sort of stuck with me, but also my boyfriend's obsessed with dog videos. And so he's got me, looking at dog videos all the time on Instagram. So, but really I don't want a dog. I really want a rabbit because they're so much cuter.
Yeah. So
it's just like, what am I going to do? There's no argument. We're getting a dog. So sorry guys. And then I have one more I'll show you for now. Um,
Mm.
yeah, so this is red porcelain with some clear glaze and some red glaze. So this is another kind of newer piece.
What kind of glaze is on that, Cammi?
Just clear, and then there's some red glaze that I dumped over it. So I'm working still with the text and trying to kind of go back into, take the bare minimum of classical ceramic shapes, like pare it down to just to the form itself, and then just live with that. And like everything you make in ceramics lasts for so long that, and also nothing changes. So it's just sort of like overwhelming, which leads me to this piece. This is a new one, which I was thinking about calling it, "Does This Pot Make Me Look Desperate?"
Oh,
But,
I think that's a good title. I was wondering, like, if you ever went through a phase where, because, like, for some people's work, text is really important, but it's just in the way that they title something.
yeah. I title everything, and the titles are, important to, I guess, to the story of the piece. And I don't really want to be like, I'm a storyteller, because
But you are.
that's so 3 years ago, you guys. But I mean, it does help give a little bit of insight into the pieces.
Yeah.
So hopefully when they're all together, it'll be kind of a big arsenal of work. We'll see. I'm getting closer every day.
Yeah, I feel like you need to fill your giant shelf in your studio with all of your pieces.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll get there. But yeah, that's another thing about, like, we're back to how to show them. I was just back to the John Chamberlain pieces. Like, I just sort of always see, when you walk into someone's house and you see that thing that you're like, oh my God, that's kind of how, how I wish to have these, like, be like these precious things that are, future garbage. So we'll see.
Well, it's pretty nice. I mean, this is the most I've ever seen together. For the most part, I see like one of your pieces come out of the kiln and it kind of disappears, but they work nicely together and they like really build each other up. It'll be really nice to see a really large grouping of them together.
Yeah, I hope so. So. You guys you're the first people that's ever actually seen them. So this is sort of weird and exciting for me.
Yeah. I mean, now the world's going to see it, Cammi.
Oh, well, at least 4 people. At least the 4 of us.
Yeah, you're counting yourself in that?
Yeah, I counted myself, yeah.
Great. Well,
yeah.
Do you have any other, like, exciting things you want to show in your studio?
Hey, do you want to see you want to see one of my favorite things that I like to have around?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. This right here, let me see. It's a self-fired Kirk Mangus piece.
What?
Yeah. Kirk Mangus was like a huge sprig mold aficionado. He would just knock these out.
Wow.
Yeah, so cool, right?
What is it? Yeah, can we see the inside?
Yeah.
Ooh. Did you say you have like anything else of his, or maybe that's the thing you told me about at one point?
I do. Hold on, I'll show you.
That's a pretty amazing piece in your collection. Is that your favorite thing that you have by somebody else?
No, but I have.
Ooh.
That's another Kirk Mangus piece.
Cammi, is
And
that
then,
an example of the striking that you were trying to explain to me?
exactly. Oh, really quick. Here's a piece that Glenn Baldridge and I made together. Pretty cute.
Really nuts. We should
Yeah.
make more of those.
What is on
Totally.
the honey bear's stomach?
It's a bong.
It's a little bong?
Yeah.
Oh,
Never used, obviously.
so good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Oh, one other thing. I'll show you this. And it's so like weird. I have this from school, from Cranbrook. Tony Hepburn used to come in the studio. You know, he was our only teacher. I know, you know, a lot of people have more than one teacher, but Cranbrook, you only get one. And you'd come in our studios and then write us notes. And then he left me this note on this picture. And it was so ridiculous that he left it on my picture. And now I retrofit it to be a handle maker. So this is how I make all my handles and hang them over the dowel.
Wait, did you owe somebody money? Is that what that's about?
We were going to Mexico and I didn't want to go. So I just like wasn't going to take my check over because I didn't want to go on the class trip. And so he made me go. I mean, he left me the note and I was like, oh, I guess I can't get out of it. I thought it was pretty clear from the fact that I didn't pay that I wasn't going. Yeah. But then when Tony said something, like when Tony left you a note, it meant that you were in big fucking trouble, actually.
Wow.
So I did go take my check over there. I did go to Mexico. It was okay.
Cammi, do you keep all of your favorite, Jen wrote this in, do you keep all of your favorite pieces at your studio or do you have some at your apartment too?
Yeah, I have actually, like my favorite pieces of other people's are at my apartment, but the Kirk Mangus pieces are here because, you know, I just want to see them more.
Yeah. Well,
and sometimes I'm like, you know, how much do I want to rip them off?
Right. Yeah. Probably
how much. It's not whether I am or I'm not. Like, clearly, this piece is the exact same shape as this piece that's striking up there that I just showed you guys. It's the same shape. No wonder, like.
Oh, Cammi, we lost your video.
Hold on. I know. It should come back. Yeah. I just have to take my phone. Yeah, so it's not hard. Just like, I'll just keep ripping off Kirk, and then I'll just rip off myself. Ripping off.
It's to like Kirk. Just pick good people to rip off, right?
Yeah.
That's half of it.
Yeah, totally. Exactly.
Okay, well, I think maybe we'll end it there, but maybe you'll be nice enough to do like a tour of your collection at home someday.
Oh, I would love to. That'll really take us back.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you guys, this was fun. It was fun. I loved all the camera angles and the big swooping shots and the bad sound. Yeah. I loved it all.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Cammi.
Bye, guys. Thanks
Bye.
for coming.